This
Yeah.
conference will now be recorded.
So today's focus will be on our other major nerves of the upper limb. That is your ulnar nerve. Your ulnar nerve was done yesterday. So your radial nerve, your median nerve are left. So moving on, first we will do the median nerve because it is mostly handling the anterior compartment of the forearm and hand along with ulnar nerve, right? So tell me,
Nusrat, recording.
first we should, yeah, what?
You have on.
Sorry, Arbaz?
Recording on kare.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We are first focusing on median nerve, okay? Let's start with the median nerve. What is the root value of median nerve? Can anyone tell me in the chat box? Root value, this beautiful line diagram which we drew yesterday. Root value of median nerve. The root value of median nerve will be, Arbaz, please go on telling me the answers because every time when I ask, okay? You be unmuted only, it will be better.
C5 to T1.
Yeah, C5 to T1. Why C5 to T1? Because it is arising from your lateral cord, you are getting the lateral root. From the medial cord, you are getting the medial root. So as we correspond them, as we go back, these all will come from C5 to T1. So how easy it has become? The root value of median nerve is C5 to T1. Next, we have to write origin. From which cords of the brachial plexus the median nerve arise? It is so simple. Lateral cord and the medial cord. It arises as two roots. Okay, it arises as two roots. These two roots will arise and join where it will join on your brachial, on your axillary, which will continue as brachial. So it will join on the third part of axillary artery, that is the last part of axillary artery. These two roots will join. So when you are given in the Viva session, if a nerve is tied, course it back to the brachial plexus. If two roots are joining, it is so easy. That is damn median nerve. Okay. So here I am considering median nerve as he is a Swiggy delivery man. He's a Swiggy delivery man. So first you tell me with the previous information, let me ask you, what does the, as I told yesterday, we have four stations in the upper limb: axilla, arm, forearm, and your hand. So tell me, will axilla give any branches in, with median nerve give any branches in the axilla? No. Why will it give any muscles it is applying there? No, it will not give. In arm, is it giving? In arm, is it
Nusrat,
giving
it is getting
median nerve
repeatedly
only?
blurred. Can you just adjust the camera?
Is okay? Is it okay now?
No.
Wait. I'll try to bring it nearer. Okay
Yesterday it
now?
was
Is
much
it better?
clearer. Yesterday it
Yeah,
was
it
much.
is better.
It is blur only, but I think you can. Yeah, you can continue. It
It
is
is
visible.
legible.
Yeah,
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 that's
it
it.
is.
So will it give branches in the arm? Arbaz, please do correlate with the chats. I will find it more comfortable and
No, no,
enthusiasm.
no, Kate. No.
No, very nice. No, in arm में कोई काम ही नहीं है. It is not supplied. In forearm, will it give? Absolutely, it will give. It will give. In forearm, who is median enough to whom he is giving delivery, Swiggy delivery boy, to whom he is delivering? Answers, please.
Yes, they are telling Corneta TD. Someone is telling
All
flexor sections.
All simple answer. Let me give a
Flexor.
small answer. Why not shortcut?
Lateral.
All flexors except your flexor carpi ulnaris and your medial part of flexor digitorum profundus. Why have I left this? Because these are handled by your which nerve? Your ulnar nerve will take care. Your ulnar nerve will take care. So all flexors except the flexor carpi ulnaris and the medial part of this FDP. Hand in hand, what will median nerve supply? It will supply first and two lumbricals, which we read yesterday. What were the exceptions for ulnar nerve which it was not supplying? Median nerve is handling first and second lumbricals and the muscles of the thenar eminence. But here, except the deep head. Why deep head of? Except the deep head of flexor pollicis brevis. Why? Because this is handled by your ulnar nerve. First and second lumbricals, thenar eminence muscles. The three muscles, flexor opponens and abductor pollicis brevis. Okay, these are all are handled by your median nerve. And the cutaneous supply, cutaneous also have palm, it is supplying cutaneous supply. It will give to your this palmar side. 1.5 is given by your ulnar nerve. This is my medial side, this is my lateral side. 1.5 is by your ulnar nerve. Rest all 3.5 lateral side is by your median nerve on the palmar side. So palmar side 3.5 digits. Done. Are we done? Now after this we will understand the course. Okay, we will understand the course. So our median nerve is a dear Swiggy delivery boy. He will come to various stations and deliver the parcels. Deliver the orders. The orders here are the muscles it is supplying. What is the innervation? So first your axillary nerve is there. This is a big road. On this he is collecting his orders. Lateral root and medial root are joining. Okay, so after that where he will come, he will lie medially. He will lie medially to the axillary artery, then also to the medial artery. Now at the border of teres major posteriorly, arm is starting. From here, this was axilla, and from here your arm will start after teres major. So after that teres major, at the lower border of teres major, it has entered arm, lying medially, coming down. Arm में कोई काम नहीं है. So, but I told yesterday a very important tangment here. Who is that? Mid-humeral level or the insertion of coracobrachialis. Let me revise. Yesterday, ulnar nerve was going into the posterior compartment of the arm, piercing. Here, what this median nerve will do at this mid-humeral level. Hello, I'm audible. Hello.
Yes, you're audible now. Just before a second, you were not audible.
Okay, a small correction here. First it lies laterally. A small correction. First it will come laterally. Swiggy delivery boy will come laterally at mid-humeral level, that is your tangment. He will take a diversion and come medially to this brachial artery. This brachial artery is your metro rail bridge, long metro rail bridge. So it will first take the orders, come down. It will first lie laterally at the mid-humeral level. It will cross to the medial side and it will enter here. Now it is coming near your forearm. So it has to supply certain muscles here. So it will divide, it will give a branch before entering here. You have a cuboidal fossa, right? Cuboidal fossa. Before entering the cuboidal fossa, this median nerve will give a branch, that is your anterior interosseous nerve. Why it is called anterior interosseous? Because it is lying in front of the interosseous membrane between these two bones, radial and ulnar bone, radius and ulnar bone. it is lying in front of the interosseous membrane, so it is called as anterior interosseous. So see, this is going deep, right? This is going deep, so it will supply the deep muscles, the deep flexors. Who are the deep flexors? Your flexor digitorum profundus, except the medial side, your pronator pronator quadratus, and your this, who is left, flexor pollicis longus. These all will be supplied by your anterior interosseous nerve. Okay, am I clear till here? Now it will lie. Now it has come into the cubital fossa. Now let us see the relations in the cubital fossa. You are seeing a major nerve in the cubital fossa lying beside your artery. Your brachial artery will descend like this only. This bridge will continue like this only. Straight bridge hai till cubital fossa. After that it will divide into radial and ulnar. That is a different part. But till here you consider. So here he has crossed to the medial side, and this nerve will lie medially. The nerve will lie medially to your artery in the cubital fossa. Beside the artery, what other structure I have in the cubital fossa? I have the insertion of biceps muscle. I have the insertion of biceps muscle, which will give a aponeurosis like this. Like a sheath. It will cover the cubital fossa and separate the roof contents and separate the deep contents, right? The roof, it has the median cubital vein from where you take the blood for when you do a venipuncture. So leaving that simple terms, so it will give a branch anterior interosseous nerve, and it will continue and it will lie medially to your artery. After this it will enter into the it will enter under the cover of your FDS. No, first it will enter in the pronator two heads, pro 2, then FTS. It will enter between the two heads of the pronator. Then it will come under the cover of FDS and descend down till your hand wrist. At that hand position, before going into your from the forearm to your hand, it will come out. It will like peep out from your FDS cover. It will peep out. While it is passing through the FDS, all other muscles it will supply. Flexor carpi radialis, this flexor digitorum superficialis, the superficial muscles are done, and the pronator also, because it is passing, right? It is passing. Then after that, pro 2 is done. That means between the two heads of the pronator, and under the cover of FDS, it will pass till it comes before the flexor retinaculum. It will come out, and it will here it is very important. It will give a branch. Which goes superficially to the flexor retinaculum. This is your flexor retinaculum, right? So it will pass above that flexor retinaculum. It will not go under that flexor retinaculum, and that will supply the skin on your which eminence? Thenar eminence. Cutaneous supply, I'm telling. This is very important. This is a superficial cutaneous branch. It will give off, and then it will enter your very famous cubital tunnel. Carpal tunnel here, not cubital tunnel. Carpal tunnel here. Carpal tunnel overlying this is your flexor retinaculum, is a band-like structure here. Under that you will have these muscles of the FDS, FDP all going inside. Flexor pollicis longus, this flexor pollicis longus, and all are there. Above that, this medium nerve will enter into that carpal tunnel, and I am sure you must have heard about that carpal tunnel syndrome, which is very common. Okay, it will go into the carpal tunnel. After entering into the carpal tunnel, it will go into your hand. In hand, it will divide into deep and superficial. Sorry, lateral and medial branches, not deep and superficial. Two branches, lateral and medial, and both will supply all together. They will supply the rest muscles. First lumbrical, second lumbrical, the thenar, first lumbrical, second lumbrical, thenar muscles, and except the deep head of flexor pollicis brevis, and the remaining skin, this 3.5 skin, is taken care by your superficial branch. I mean lateral. It is given different terms by. So this is the course. So it would be good if I show you on the 3D model. So I will be sharing my screen. If any doubts are there related to course, you can tell to me, or any corrections also are welcome, because I have studied all the 3 at one go. So I'm a bit confused too. I won't deny that. Any corrections are most welcome. Share screen. Is my screen visible? Is my screen visible? 1 minute.
Not yet, not yet. Switch your video off.
Okay, 1 second. Any doubts, Arbaz? Anything in the chat box? Do I have anything?
No. No, there isn't.
Any corrections from your side? Any additions about the course?
Actually, I did not listen to the entire thing. I was recording the chat box.
Okay,
So I think it is right. They would have said if
I'm
anything.
just focusing
You agree?
because
Yeah.
if you go to your textbook, there will be very, very minor details which you will forget in exam also, and you will not remember, and they are not so necessary. But the must know topics I am covering. My aim in all these sessions will be to cover the must know topics. Okay. So my screen isn't visible yet.
Your screen is visible, but I think you did not off your video. Switch your video off.
Okay.
So that the entire
Okay,
screen is by the screen presentation.
Yeah, fine. 1 second. This technical things. Okay. Now we have come to this beautiful model of your human body, which can be taken as a virtual cadaver. Now let me draw the root here of your median nerve for your understanding. So here comes your, if I remove this deltoid, pectoralis and all muscles, here comes your, wait, let me draw the brachial artery for your reference. For your reference, I will draw the brachial axillary artery, which continues as brachial artery. Let us draw this. Okay. This is your artery. Now, what will happen? Two roots are arising from two different places. So lateral root and medial root. Once again, this is become very thin. Medial root and lateral root, they will join on your third part of axillary artery at the and it will lie laterally. It will descend down. But at this mid humeral or coracobrachialis insertion, it will shift. It will diverge to the medial side. It will descend down again and enter into your, wait, let me zoom it. Enter into it. Are you able to see this pronator small muscle here? It will divide heads of into two branches. Sorry, no, I'm sorry. A correction. Wait, it has come down. Now this is your cubital fossa. It will give an anterior interosseous nerve which goes deep down and supplies your FDP and all the three deep muscles. Okay. Then this branch, the median nerve is continuing. Anterior interosseous is a branch, Anterior interosseous is the branch. Then median nerve will continue. Median nerve, where it is lying? It is lying medially to your, in the cubital fossa, medially to your brachial artery. Now it will enter in between the two heads of pronator teres. Then under this FDS large muscle, are you able to see under the cover of FDS? It will come down. It will come down. I hope till here. Talking in the mnemonic term, if this red one is your bridge, if this red one is your metro rail bridge, the Swiggy man will take orders from both the sides. First he will be on lateral side, Tangman will come, he will divert to other side, then again he has come to cubital fossa. Cubital fossa, let us take it as any important landmark. So there he have to give order. So what he will do for deep orders, deep means he has to go a larger distance, both gully mein andar jana hai. So what he will do, he will give order from here, he will deliver the order from here only. He will give a branch, which will take to the deep branches, deep muscles, and then it will continue down under the cover of FDS, and it will, under the cover, it will supply to FDS and all the rest other muscles except the FCU and all, it will supply. Okay, it will supply. Now we are reaching the hand. Now let me go to the hand. Forearm is done. Now let me go to the hand. We have reached the hand. So before entering this beautiful carpal tunnel here, if I draw this carpal tunnel here, this is the flexor retinaculum. Before going inside, it will give a branch. It will give a superficial cutaneous branch which will supply the skin over your hypothenar eminence. Superficial cutaneous branch, very important clinically. Now this has entered the flexor retinaculum cubital, carpal tunnel. It will divide into your superficial and deep branches. Not superficial and deep, medial and lateral branches, and they will supply the first and second lumbricals and the thenar muscle, not hypothenar, thenar muscles. Okay, and the cutaneous supply of this 1, 2, 3.5, this much cutaneous supply. Okay, am I clear? Any doubts? Please put it in the chat box. Now after that we will see what happens if lesions of median nerve occur. Okay, any doubts, anything to be repeated, please put it in the chat box.
There are no doubts till now, no repetitions as well. I'd like to just ask them one question, which is frequently asked in the Viva. Near the elbow, near the medial epicondyle of the humerus, you have two nerves passing from there. In the cadaver, it is very difficult to identify. How will you identify which is the median nerve and which is the ulnar nerve? Can anyone write in the chat box? Any clever student over there? Near the medial epicondyle of the humerus, you have two nerves, right? Yes. How will you identify in the cadaver which is the median and which is ulnar? Anyone? Excellent. We have very clever students in our organization. Very, very true. Yes, ulnar nerve is posterior to the medial epicondyle. Very good, very good. Great. That gives us a lot of motivation. Good going, Nusrat.
Thank you. So now categorizing the lesions at what points, and one more, I think we can also differentiate that median nerve is giving a branch there. Unless and until that branch is broken in the cadaver, it is also giving a branch there, that is your deep anterior interosseous nerve, whereas ulnar nerve will not divide there. Ulnar nerve won't give branch at that level, medial epicondyle. So that may also be a point where you can differentiate, but the medial epicondyle part is more acceptable practically, I guess. Isn't it, Arbaz? Okay.
Hello. Yeah.
Fine. So this is This is the median nerve. Now talking about the lesions, lesions can happen at the starting level from their cords, or it can happen when it is passing through the two heads of pronator teres. It can happen at the mid-humerus level when you tie tourniquet if there is a fracture of the shaft of humerus, and between pronator teres syndrome. This is called pronator teres syndrome. Between the two heads of the pronator, the median nerve gets entrapped, and it can happen above the wrist or here at the wrist, at the wrist. Okay, so now let us look at the clinical features are so obvious. You are median nerve, to what muscles it is supplying? It is supplying to the flexors. So your flexors are injured, right? Flexors are injured, so you won't be able to flex, your wrist, because your flexor carpi radialis and all are injured. You won't be able to flex your phalanges. No flexion, right? No flexion. But here your what to say, your hand, your wrist is adducted. In position. Let me show it on my hand. Wait, I want to show. One second. It is adducted like this. Wait, share. Yeah, your hand is adducted. It is in this position. Okay, it is in this position. Why it is in this position? Because your, one second, let me keep it here. Because your flexor carpi ulnaris is intact. Ulnar nerve supplies it, so it will pull. Pull. There is no other one to oppose it, and your hand will be like this. Your hypothenar muscles will undergo atrophy. Not hypothenar, thenar. I am getting confused. Sorry. The thenar eminence will get flattened, and you will get ape thumb deformity. Your hand will become flat. Your hand will. Vinny, can you mute your mic, please? Winnie, yeah. So thank you. Adduction and your your thenar eminence is flattened. Your hand will become flat, ape hand, and your finger, this thumb will get adducted. Why adducted? Your adductor pollicis. By whom he is supplied? By whom? It is supplied by the ulnar nerve, right? So it will be active. So it will adduct. Your hand will be adducted, and you will have a flat hand like this, and this is called as your ape thumb deformity. And when you are told to flex your fingers, if suppose I get a median nerve injury and I'm told to flex the fingers, this 3.5 will not get flexed. I will feel difficulty. This 1.5 will get flexed because my median part is supplied by my ulnar nerve. So I can flex this, but I cannot flex this. So and you will get a pointing finger sign or a Benedict's attitude. Both the terms, pointing finger, only index finger will point. It is a less severe type of lesion, I guess, and Benedict's, but both are same. When you are told to flex your fingers, you won't be able to, because your extensors are overacting, because there are no flexors to oppose them, and you will get a, if ulnar and medial both are injured, you will get a claw hand. Okay. And what more about the lesion? Flexor muscles, it is supplying. We have done ape thumb, done Benedict's, done. So these are all the features. And loss of sensation in this 3.5 part. And your 3.5 nail beds of the posterior side are supplied by median. Now, very important point. 3.5 is by radial nerve. Whole is by radial nerve. Okay. Except these nail beds are supplied by your median nerve. Okay. So this sensory loss will just in clinical features, what was the function of median nerve and what he is not able to perform. Now tell me, injury at this level axilla, you will get all the signs. Injury at mid wrist level, this and your hand will be your pronator is not working, so your hand will be supinated, right? Whatever muscles are coming line by line, just keep down writing. Will not be able to do this, will not be able to. There are special signs, so which I have mentioned: pointing index, ape thumb deformity, Benedict's attitude. Okay. Can anyone tell me what was the test I said yesterday? What was the sign for ulnar nerve which you elicit for seeing the ulnar nerve injury? Fast, quickly, put it in the chat box. Then we will see the carpal tunnel syndrome.
Yes, Foreman's test karte.
Foreman's
sign.
Foreman's,
Yes.
right? Very nice, very nice. You will the card will slip with from the fingers of the patient, and he will not be able to adduct because of the paralysis of the interossei, right? So we are going to the carpal tunnel syndrome. Carpal tunnel syndrome is a very, very, very important clinical condition related to median nerve. It is due to entrapment of median nerve. It can happen in various conditions. The tendons are there, they can get swollen, and tendinitis. In tendinitis, there is inflammation, tenosynovitis. If there is a fluid storage, you have bursa over here. So the bursa, and do you know why you are told to prick the fingers of your little finger, or you are told to prick in physiology practicals from the middle finger, not from your thumb or your little finger, because these are continuous with your bursa, and if infection happens here, it is, and if you accidentally, your skin is not clean enough and you you accidentally infest yourself with microorganisms, your microorganisms enter and you get inflammation. So your thumb and this little finger you should never use for pricking, because they are continuous with the bursa, right? They are continuous with the bursa, and you can get bursitis. So, and osteoarthritis, there is a joint here, there is a wrist joint. Osteoarthritis, inflammation of the bones, can also lead to irritation of your median nerve. What are the signs? What does the patient feel? He will be feeling tingling pins and needles in this 3.5 area. This 3.5 area, he will be feeling pins and needles. He will come with that complaint. But there is a very special thing here. There will be no loss in this lateral palmar, lateral half, the thenar eminence. There will be no loss of sensation. Why? Because the superficial branch is arising before. It is not going into the carpal tunnel. So there will be sparing. If the lesion is at this wrist level, if I cut it superficially, if there are cuts, lacerations, so the superficial nerve will also be involved, and you will get loss of sensation. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now we will move on to radial nerve. You should be thorough with this. I was going to tell two signs which we do in carpal tunnel syndrome. I remember it as ting ting, that is your Tinel, and his brother Phelan. Tinel and Phelan. Tinel and Phelan. Tinel means ting ting. You tap on the flexor retinaculum, and that will elicit sign. The patient will say, I'm feeling more pain. I'm feeling more pins and needle sensation. Okay, ting ting is your Tinel. Phelan, his brother Phelan. Phelan means you are keeping your phalanges like this, opposing your wrist. Are you able to see? You should do like this. So when you do like this, the space is getting reduced here. If there is entrapment, the signs will increase. There will be aggravation of signs, so symptoms experienced by the patient. Okay, so these are two signs elicited: Tinel, ting ting, and Phelan sign. Okay, where you oppose your wrist.
Balance is ulta namaste.
Yeah.
You're doing namaste in reverse position with, yes.
Let me show you the picture. I hope are you able to see? Yeah, you put it in this position. Now moving on to a very vast nerve, that is your radial nerve. Okay, if this is crystal clear, we will move ahead. Any doubts or anything, please put forward. Now, shall I move ahead? Any doubts or any questions, anything to be repeated? Arbaz?
No, no, you can go ahead. Nothing is there.
Radial nerve is a very radiant student. He is a very radiant student. He is over enthusiastic student. He will supply many muscles, and first, before reaching that site only, he will start giving branches to that muscle. Remember like this. Ulnar nerve was a very shy nerve. He will go to certain, he will go straight paths, certain muscles only he will supply, he will go off. Your median nerve is the Swiggy delivery man. Your radial nerve is a very radiant student giving answers before needed. Okay. So root value of radial nerve. Can you tell me root value of radial nerve? What is the root value? It is C5 to T1. It is C5 to T1, right? C5 to T1. All, as we saw, arising from which chord does it arise? Which chord does it arise? Your posterior chord. Your posterior chord. Okay. Okay. Can you tell me dorsal scapular nerve arises from? Dorsal scapular nerve arises from?
C5 Sims.
Any very nice. You remember brachial plexus like anything. Okay, radial nerve. What I told yesterday. What it is supplying? Let us come to the 4 stations. Axilla, arm, forearm, and your hand. As I told, radial nerve is a very enthusiastic student. So his work is not there in the axilla. He's not supplying muscles, but also he will give branches from there only. He will start giving branches. So you have branches in axilla. Arm to hai. In arm, he will be supplying triceps. Posterior compartment, he will only handle. So branches are there. Forearm to pura uski chawale extensor compartment. Very nice. Hand also. Hand, will it give branches? Hand, he has only cutaneous branches. Muscles, it will not. Okay. So axilla, which muscle? Triceps muscle. Did I? Brachioradia. भूल गई था. Triceps. Right, triceps, posterior compartment, triceps. Arm में all extensor compartment. We named it yesterday. Brachioradialis, flexor carpi radialis longus, flexor carpi radialis brevis. Sorry, not here. I'm telling you. Arm में triceps, forearm is brachioradialis, flexor carpi radialis longus, flexor carpi radialis brevis, flexor extensor. Sorry, I'm sorry. Extensor digitorum. Then what do you have? Extensor digiti minimi, extensor all blah blah blah. Every muscle this damn radial nerve is supplying. In hand, lateral 3.5, cutaneous. Okay. With this information, now let us see what course is he following. So first, your radial nerve in axilla arising from the posterior cord. In axilla, it will give 2 branches, not 2, 3. 1 cutaneous and 2 muscular. 1 cutaneous, it will give a posterior cutaneous nerve of arm. In axilla, who needs arm? You tell me. But here, from here only, he is starting giving branches. Posterior cutaneous nerve of arm, it seems. Posterior cutaneous nerve of arm, he will give. In axilla only, he will give radial nerve. Then from here, triceps is there. So triceps long head and triceps medial head, he will give branches in axilla. 2 branches done. Descending laterally to your axillary artery. Axillary artery, laterally it will descend down. Laterally it will descend down. Not laterally, posteriorly. Posteriorly, it will descend down. Posteriorly, back. Posteriorly. Here it will enter your lower triangular space. Yes, lower triangular space. Lower triangular space along with the profunda brachii muscles. And then here, what he will do, he will come and take a turn around your humerus, your beautiful humerus in the radial groove, spiral groove or radial groove. Spiral groove, he will take a turn. He will take a turn. At the end of this turn, along with who is accompanying this? Your profunda brachii muscles. Your profunda brachii muscles are accompanying. So he will take a turn in the spiral groove. At the end of the spiral groove, it will give 5 branches. Damn, 5 branches. Here he will give posterior cutaneous nerve of forearm. In arm, he will give forearm. A over enthusiastic student planning for future. Posterior cutaneous nerve of forearm. He will give lower lateral cutaneous nerve of arm. Can you tell me, we studied yesterday upper lateral cutaneous nerve of arm, who is giving? Upper lateral cutaneous nerve of arm, which nerve? Upper lateral.
Axillary
By
cells.
your, very nice, axillary nerve. Very nice going, students. Not students, friends. Posterior cutaneous nerve of forearm. So at this end, 2 cutaneous done. Now it will go to muscles. Let us see which muscle. He will give again a branch to your medial head of triceps and a branch to lateral head of triceps. Why to leave one head? Now give lateral head of triceps. Okay, 4 branches done. Now it will also give a branch to your brachialis. सामने वालों को भी दे रही हूँ. Over enthusiastic, brachialis. Or tell me, brachialis also receives innervation from your musculocutaneous. So this is a hybrid muscle receiving innervation from 2. And this is a hybrid muscle.
Dorsal cutaneous branch, palmar cutaneous branch, deep branch.
Huh? Brachialis. Okay, 5 branches done. Let me revise. In axilla, 2 branches over enthusiastic. In axilla, giving for arm. Posterior cutaneous nerve of arm. And then, what is this? So long and medial head of triceps. Entering the lower triangular space, grooving around the spiral nerve. After that, ग्रूव करे बाद भी बच्चे को सुकून नहीं है, ब्रांचेस देना शुरू कर देता. लोअर लेटरल क्यूटेनियस नर्व ऑफ आर्म, पोस्टीरियर क्यूटेनियस नर्व ऑफ फोरआर्म. इन आर्म ही विल गिव फॉर फोरआर्म, ओवर एंथुसियास्टिक. मीडियल हेड ऑफ ट्राइसेप्स, लेटरल हेड ऑफ ट्राइसेप्स एंड एंटीरियर सामने के कंपार्टमेंट को भी मैं ले लूंगी. पर ब्रेकियालिस आल्सो ही विल गिव, मेकिंग हिम अ हाइब्रिड मसल. Okay, are you clear? 2 compartments done. Now we are going to the forearm. As it is traveling laterally, the nerve will come from near the lateral epicondyle. Lateral epicondyle, he will come and think, oh my God, I have reached this station. I have to do something special. He will say, before lateral epicondyle, I will supply brachioradialis को यहाँ से देंगे. Brachioradialis, extensor carpi radialis longus, he will give before the lateral epicondyle. As I told, over enthusiastic. Brachioradialis, extensor carpi radialis longus, and brachialis before the lateral epicondyle, right? Before the lateral epicondyle only he is giving. After that, what he will do? He will divide. 2 branches होते ना.
Extension.
After that, after lateral epicondyle, it will divide into deep branch and superficial branch. Deep branch and superficial branch. Superficial branch बहुत प्यारा है. Superficial branch, he will say, I will not handle anything. I will just handle the cutaneous part. cutaneous, done. Superficial branch, cutaneous. Deep branch, now deep branch, what he will do, deep branch should handle every muscle out there. So,
Pradesh, adductor, or this is
Prakash, you are
adductor.
disturbing.
No, sorry.
So, deep branch, it will also come in cubital fossa. The lateral side of the cubital fossa, you will see the deep branch of this radial nerve. It will enter in first, it will give branch to supinator, and then it will enter the substance of supinator. When you are told, if you see a nerve in the substance of supinator, pronator two heads, who is there? Median nerve. Supinator substance, who is there? Your radial nerve. Your radial nerve will enter here in the substance of supinator, come like this, and supply every muscle, every extensor muscle, जो भी है पूरे नाम लिख जाना. So now let us write the names. नाम रखा ही करेंगे. Extensor carpi radialis, radialis longus done. Extensor carpi radialis brevis left. Extensor digitorum left. Extensor extensor digiti minimi left. और कौन है? Deep में extensor flexor, अच्छी जी, extensor pollicis longus, extensor pollicis brevis, abductor pollicis longus, right? Am I done with every muscle? Your extensor indicis, one special power given to index finger, extensor indicis. Wow, so many muscles name we have written. Isn't it easy? Done. Radial nerve आपका हो गया. Okay, I'll show it on the 3D model, and that will be a revision for you. Where is this? This is your axillary artery. Now let me see radial artery को I will rotate the cadaver because mostly it is handling posteriorly ना, तो मैं posteriorly देखती. So let me clear you. These are triceps long head here, lateral head that side, and below that medial head. Okay. Now I will draw the root of the nerve. Bah. Yes. Okay. Chalo. Posteriorly descending down in axilla itself, it will give two branches: posterior cutaneous nerve of arm, and your branch to long head and medial head, अंदर की तरफ medial head of this triceps. Again it will descend down, enter into the spiral groove. Spiral groove में से groove कर लेता, groove कर लेके आगे चल जाता. Then it will give branch, 5 branches here. Upper lateral cutaneous nerve, sorry, lower lateral cutaneous, upper lateral to the axillary, sorry, upper lateral cutaneous nerve, your low posterior cutaneous nerve of forearm, your nerve to triceps lateral head, nerve to triceps medial head, and your पांच थे ना, कहाँ है और के? Brachialis. I forgot anconeus here. The small muscle anconeus is supplied here. Anconeus. हो गया. अब उसके बाद descend down करता. Before lateral epicondyle, it will supply to brachioradialis. Your brachioradialis, your extensor carpi radialis longus, and your brachialis in the front. Now it is descending down. We divide into two. Deep, superficial. Superficial will say I will handle the cutaneous part. It will handle the cutaneous part. Deep will say, chalo, I have to do everything, whatever is left. So it will come. First, it will supply the supinator. Let me clear it. It has become a mess. Supinator कहाँ है? Supinator. First, it will enter the supply. This is lateral epicondyle. It will first give branch to supinator, then enter the supinator, enter the substance of supinator, and then it will descend down, supply rest all muscles, whatever are left, start naming it. You are done with the radial nerve. Okay? And also whatever joints come in between wrist joint, your elbow joint, it will supply. Okay? I hope this is clear. If you are clear with the nerves, we will see the palmar arterial arches on my hand. Stop share. Are you clear, everyone?
Yes, they are clear.
Chalo. Radial nerve, your all nerves are done. Your all nerves are done. Okay. Now let us see your palmar arterial arches. See, take your hand. Wait. Share. Take your hand. Done. I have taken a red pen. First, I will see the superficial palmar arch. Palmar arterial, I am not using the long term. I will say only palmar arch. Okay. Superficial palmar arch. It is arising direct continuation of your which artery? Your ulnar artery. Let me write it as U. Ulnar artery continuing. It will take a turn. It will take a convex turn towards the lateral side. It is bending towards the lateral side, right? Good. Convexity facing the metacarpal heads, or you can say facing the distal side. It will give three common digital arteries. 1, 2, 3. जितने भी interdigital clefts, these are called interdigital clefts. So 3, 1, 2, and 3. दे दिए, and these are common. Okay, and these will divide into two branches. ऐसा बाजू बाजू दे लेते. Sorry, 3 ना, तो इधर 1, 2, 3 ऐसा इधर it will supply. So what is left? This medial side of this is left. ये कोना बच गया. So this cona is supplied by your other principal artery. It will give single. इतना prevalence का इतना उसको कई को अहमियत दे देगी, मगर फिर भी it will give a single branch for your ulnar side. Digiti minimi ulnar side. हो गया? Then what others are left? अब हो गया. अभी ने anastomose यहाँ पे करना है. किसके साथ करता? I will say when I explain. Are you clear with the superficial part? Superficial palmar arch arising direct continuation of ulnar artery giving 3 common digital. ये जितने भी clefts है ना 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3 यहाँ तक दे दा. तो that will divide into 2 and supply 1, 2. इतने supply कर लेते. This ulnar side is left. So that is given a special branch for digiti minimi. कौन सा है branch? Principal, one proper digital artery, not principal, proper digital artery, and cutaneous branches. The skin, अब अंदर का तो supply कर लिया, muscles and all. Skin, who will supply skin also? Superficial cutaneous branches are given for the skin and superficial fascia. Now going on to your this deep palmar arch. Deep palmar arch is formed by whom? By radial artery. Your radial artery will not be here. It will come here, take a turn in your anatomical snuff box over here, and it will enter between the first dorsal interosseous. मतलब यहाँ से ऐसा जाके उन्हें dip लेके यहाँ से निकलती. First dorsal interosseous यहाँ से निकलती. Okay? हाँ? यहाँ से निकल के radial artery. After coming out, it immediately gives rise to. अब कोसे left है, this thumb is left, and this index side, this is left. So it will give princeps pollicis artery. Arteria princeps pollicis, या princeps pollicis, principal artery of the pollicis, princeps pollicis. arteria radialis indicis. Arteria coming from the radialis going to indicis. This is my index finger, right? So it will give princeps pollicis artery, and it will give.
Yes.
Huh?
Nusrat, someone please manage the session. I have to go.
Okay. Huh. So this is done. But here it will give few branches. Now we told that this ulnar artery has to anastomose, with whom the artery is anastomosing. See, listen, the radial artery, it is deep, so it will give a superficial branch. Superficial palmar branch of radial artery will anastomose with the deep palmar branch of ulnar artery. Ulta hai bhai, agar the ulnar is superficial, so it will give a deep palmar branch, and this radial is deep, so it will give a superficial palmar. Then they ye do agar aaye yahan se and they anastomose. Sometimes this deep palmar, it anastomoses directly with the princeps pollicis or with the indicis wala branch. Okay, anastomosis ho gaya. And then your these principal arteries communicate with your metacarpal arteries. Your metacarpal also get the arteries, right? So it will communicate with the deep metacarpal arteries. Communications are there. Okay, what else is left? This is the main must to know. I am just looking if I missed anything. Now the deep one has to give supply to the interosseous spaces here. So it will give deep branches for your third and fourth. For your third and fourth interosseous, because first में से तो नहीं कर रहा. First में से लिखा रहा. तो second, third, fourth, it will give branches. Second, third, and fourth interosseous branches will be given by radial artery. Deep है ना, तो muscles के नजदीक रहती. So it will give to interosseous. And a recurrent branch for your carpals, over here, recurrent branch. Okay, recurrent branch for your carpals. अब इसके relations, ulnar artery will lie above the tendons, below the palmar aponeurosis. Okay, this will lie below the tendons, above the bones, deep palmar arch. Okay, I am revising again. Superficial palmar arch, continuation of ulnar artery takes a turn. It will give rise to three principal arteries at the interdigital clefts. Three principal arteries that will divide into two and supply the digits. The ulnar side is left, so it will give. It is given by a principally this common artery for the digitomy, common artery for the little finger, common one proper digital artery. This is common digital artery, this is proper digital artery. Okay, and it will give communicating branches for the arteries, deep arteries supplying the metacarpals. Okay, metacarpal branches. It will give communication. So we will come to the deep palmar arch. Deep palmar arch is a continuous of radial artery. Your radial artery will not be lying here. It will be lying here, lateral to your tendon of which tendon is here? Flexor pollicis longus is there. Flexor pollicis ke longus ki laterally rehti, where we feel the pulse. Yahan se it will take into the anatomical snuff box and enter at the dorsal interossei. It will take a dip and enter here. Enter hote ki it will divide into two, princeps pollicis and radialis indicis artery होके it will supply. Now anastomosis connections करना है उसको, तो उन्हें superficial palmar arch देती to anastomose with the deep palmar arch by the ulnar artery, and it will give supply to second, third, fourth, and metacarpals को भी कभी देती, and a recurrent branch for your carpal. I hope this is clear, and we are done with the arterial supply of the hand also. Any questions? Anything? Now tell me. Okay, dear. Anything else you want to say? You can say. We are done with the session. I will end the recording.